Good day to you, everyone. Hey, this is Anthony Brinkley, the Maestro of Resilience. Just want to have a chat with you for a few minutes about something I think is important. I think as we look at what's going on around us, whether it's within our neighborhoods, within our families, within our country, within our world, I think we have an issue that we don't talk about enough. And that is, how do you deal with the anger in your life? How do you deal with the things that's happened to you in your past? How do you deal with those things that affect your life, but people don't even know what it really is? They just see you carrying yourself a certain way, but you carrying stuff inside of you that's not good. So I'll give you this quick analogy. If you spell the word anger, A-N-G-E-R, anger is that thing that keeps us bound. Anger is that thing that causes us to reach out in a negative way. It causes us to move in a way that's harmful to ourselves and others if not handled correctly. And then if you spell the word danger, D-A-N-G-E-R, if you don't deal with your anger correctly, it causes dangerous situations to happen. And I was a person who was very angry for many years. I grew up and I literally hated people who didn't look like me, because I remember indignities that were heaped upon me. My brother and I'd be walking down the streets and people would hurl racial slurs at us, and they would throw bottles at us. Somebody tried to run us over with their car. These things actually happened to us. And then when I was in school, I was bused to a different side of town where people like me, people of color, we were a very, very small minority, and I got into so many fights. I got jumped, and so I was angry to the point where I would fight anyone. And then one day my anger got the best of me because someone said something to me that I don't think they should have said. I should have been able to handle it, but my anger was unchallenged. And so what happened was I got in a bad situation. When my anger was unchecked and unchallenged, it boiled over and I got into this racially charged fight that affected my entire school, and I got suspended. And so after that happened, there was a program, because the program they had was for troubled youth, which I was one, and it was almost a last chance program. So they put me into the fire department to work for a summer. I was in the 11th grade, and I remember it was an old gentleman named Hawley Offinger, a really, really old gentleman who was a fire chief. And what he did was he would take me around. He would show me how things worked in fire services, the communication system they ran, the different operations associated with fire services. But one day he sat me down and said, "Anthony, why does it seem like you're angry with me? What did I do to you? You're carrying around this anger. It's hard for me to even talk to you because you seem like you have all this frustration." And he was one of the first people who didn't look like me that asked me about my anger. And I told him about my circumstance. I told him about my story. He said, "But what have I done to you to make you treat me this way? Because I feel like the thing that you hate, you're becoming, because you're projecting that on me." And when he asked me what had he done to hurt me, I didn't have an answer, because he hadn't done anything, which means I did have an answer. He hadn't done anything to me. And that was the day my heart started to change. And he started to talk to me about life and things that I could do, because he saw talent in me. He saw potential in me. But he said, if you don't deal with your anger, you're going to sabotage relationships. You're going to sabotage your future, and you're going to end up in a negative place. How you win when you have anger in your heart is to deal with your anger. How you win when you have anger in your heart is to look at within yourself and understand that what you went through was just a part of life, and that you can learn lessons from your anger. So that whole summer became a summer of him talking to me about life. That whole summer became a summer of him injecting love and understanding and patience in me. And that's what I want you to understand, is that I know some of you have a reason to be angry about things, and things happen to you. But now comes a time where we have to let go of the past so we can have a fully functioning heart without a callus on it, without a scab on it, without something that made it so tender that it can't be touched in a positive way. When you continue to allow anger to cause you negativity in your life, you're sabotaging your future, and you're allowing the people who did harm upon you to continue to victimize you. And today is when that stops. So know I love you. Know I believe in you. Know that you can overcome the situation that causes anger in your life, and know that your anger will stop you if you don't deal with it appropriately. So this is the time we snatch back our joy, we snatch back our happiness, and we don't project anything but love and kindness and thoughtfulness on others. These days need the best of you and the best of me. So thank you for taking the time to listen, but I want you to like, I want you to share, I want you to subscribe, and more than that, I want you to be the best version of yourself right now, because you've uprooted anything inside of you that would hinder your progress. Keep this thing going, keep being who I know you could be, and know that I will always have your back. We gotta keep this going. No more anger that's undealt with. We're gonna take it, we're gonna learn from it, we're gonna grow from it, and we're gonna change the world one heart at a time. Peace and blessings to you. You're gonna think, some of you gonna laugh, some of you gonna cry, but we're gonna get better before this is over. Understand this, there is no such thing as tomorrow. Tomorrow is aspirational, because when tomorrow gets here, it's gonna actually be today. So what are you doing today? What are we doing today as a collective body to make sure that we can make things better? Live your life.
A passionate Anthony Brinkley is a problem solver. He's an author and motivational speaker using his skills after decades in the military to teach people how to be resilient and take action.
The most valuable thing in your life is time. Every day in America, 7,000 people die. So 7,000 people that thought they were gonna wake up today didn't. Anybody besides me never thought they'd be 30 years old? Put your hand up. I would get up and put my mask on. Hey, Brinkley, how you doing? I'm doing great. And that's why I come here to talk to you, to remind you that you're not what you went through.